the summer of 1932, American soldiers turned their weapons on fellow war veterans. Tanks rolled through the streets of Washington, D.C. Tear gas filled the air. Fires consumed makeshift homes. And leading the charge? One of the most famous military leaders in American history. Why did the United States government attack its own World War I veterans? Tonight, we uncover the shocking story of the Bonus Army and how desperation, politics, and fear led to one of the most controversial moments in American history. The promise after World War I. After World War I ended in 1918, millions of American soldiers returned home, expecting opportunity and gratitude. Instead, many found unemployment and financial hardship. In 1924, Congress passed the Adjusted Compensation Act, promising veterans a bonus for their service. But there was a catch. They wouldn't receive full payment until 1945. For many veterans, that seemed manageable at the time. But then came disaster. The Great Depression changes everything. In 1929, the stock market crashed, triggering the Great Depression. Banks failed. Businesses collapsed. Unemployment soared to nearly 25%. By 1932, many veterans were homeless. Some were starving. That future bonus payment due in 1945. It wasn't helpful when you couldn't feed your family today. So thousands of veterans decided to take action. The March on Washington. In the spring of 1932, nearly 20,000 World War I veterans, along with their families, marched to Washington, D.C. They called themselves the Bonus Expeditionary Force, but history remembers them as the Bonus Army. They built massive camps, the largest at Anacostia Flats, across the river from the capital. Despite their desperate situation, reports show the camps were surprisingly organized. They had sanitation systems, security patrols, even entertainment. Their demand was simple: pay the bonus early. Congress says no. Congress debated a bill to release the bonus funds immediately. The House of Representatives passed it, but the Senate rejected it. Many lawmakers feared that paying the bonus would cost too much money during an already devastating economic crisis. President Herbert Hoover also opposed early payment, arguing that it would harm the federal budget and set a dangerous precedent. After the bill failed, most veterans left peacefully, but thousands remained, hoping political pressure might still work. That's when tensions escalated. The government grows nervous. As weeks passed, government officials grew concerned. Washington, D.C. had never seen such a massive protest camp. Some officials feared unrest, others feared communism, a common anxiety during the early 1930s. Hoover insisted the protesters were influenced by radicals, though evidence for that claim was weak. When local police attempted to remove some veterans from government buildings in July 1932, violence broke out. 2 veterans were shot and killed. Now the situation was explosive. The military moves. President Hoover ordered the U.S. Army to clear the camps. Leading the operation was General Douglas MacArthur. Alongside him were officers who would later become famous in World War II, including George S. Patton. Cavalry units with drawn sabers charged into crowds of unarmed veterans. Infantry troops used bayonets and tear gas. Tanks rolled down Pennsylvania Avenue. The Army first cleared the veterans from downtown Washington. Hoover reportedly ordered MacArthur not to cross the bridge into the main camp at Anacostia Flats. MacArthur ignored him. By nightfall, soldiers burned the camp to the ground. Thousands of veterans and their families were forced to flee. The images shocked the nation. Why did the U.S. military attack? The attack wasn't random. It was the result of several factors. 1. Economic fear. The government believed paying the bonus would deepen the financial crisis. 2. Political pressure. Hoover feared appearing weak during an election year. 3. Fear of unrest. Officials exaggerated the threat of radical influence within the camps. 4. Maintaining authority. The administration wanted to show that large-scale protests would not pressure federal policy. But the decision backfired. The political fallout newsreels and photographs of soldiers attacking veterans spread across the country. Public opinion turned sharply against Hoover. Later that year, he lost the presidential election in a landslide to Franklin D. Roosevelt. Interestingly, Roosevelt initially opposed early bonus payment as well. But in 1936, Congress finally passed legislation granting veterans their bonuses early, overriding Roosevelt's veto. The bonus army had lost the battle in 1932, but they ultimately won the war. The lasting impact, the bonus army incident, changed America in several ways. It reshaped public attitudes about how the government should treat veterans. It influenced New Deal policies focused on relief and employment. And it served as a warning about using military force against civilians. Many historians consider it one of the darkest domestic military actions in U.S. history. In 1932, hungry veterans came to Washington asking for promised compensation. They left chased by tanks and tear gas. The bonus army story reminds us that even democracies can react harshly in moments of fear and crisis. History isn't just about wars overseas. Sometimes it's about what happens when a nation turns inward and how it treats its own heroes. If you found this story powerful, make sure to like and subscribe for more hidden chapters of history. Because the past isn't just behind us. It still echoes today.